Jenn Show.
Hello. Welcome to the Tim and Jenn Show. I am Tim Ryan with my beautiful wife.
I am Jennifer Jimenez Ryan. Wow, I forgot my name for a minute. Yeah, well,
you've had a hell of a week.
Yeah,
what's been going on?
First of all, let's clear all this. So happy you guys are here and listening. What a week. Holy crap.
Well, we have crazy politics, which I'm not getting into. We have COVID supposedly exploding everywhere, but you had a crisis.
Yeah, well, we also have addiction live and well. We also have a lot of mental health live and well. We also have people just trying to get by alive and well, and
struggling to pay bills. You know, everyone's
parents being teachers all of a sudden. The concerns of what are we going to do with the holidays, which is scary. You know, I mean, it's scary times, it's uncertain times, it's fearful times, but it's times that we can all get through this together. And, you know, a lot of times I hear people say that and I'm like, what are you going to do to get through with this together? Really, what are you going to do? And literally, it's like, if you need help, like you reach out to us and we say to you, and we'll say it a million times, get through this, because I need people to tell me that I'm going to be okay. I also had a doctor's appointment. I have an underlying issue, a health issue. I have angioedema, but the rare form. It's a deadly blood disease. And I also have a bad immune system. My doctors, after all these tests, I had to go to the cancer center. I belong to Beverly Hills Cancer Center. And I had to go to a test last week. And I thought it was just going to be blood work. And it wasn't. I had to go through a lot of machines and I got very sick. And I posted a photo of me in there because it was so weird. I couldn't go with Tim, had to be alone in there. And I was scared once they told me I had to go through other machines and rooms, but I don't know any results. I know nothing until tomorrow. And whatever I find out, good or bad, I know that I can get through this. And that wasn't the same story I had even 2 years ago.
Yeah, so we get through it together.
But people, sorry, babe, I got to finish this part. But what happened is I posted a photo of me in there, and I had thousands and thousands of people reach out to me, women and men, tell me their stories or just check in with me. And I just want to let you know, all those that have gone through things really tough and you sharing your experience with me, thank you. And I trudged this road with you. Tim decided to book another speaking thing right after.
This has actually been booked for, I think, 3 months. I have another speaking event to a 12-step based program somewhere in Vermont or somewhere on the East Coast. But
it's 12-step. I mean, you're going to be of service.
I'm going to be of service a little bit, but let's talk about...
Well, let's just talk about you being of service and you being in such a light, great mood, and seriously been my rock this last week, because I didn't realize how uncomfortable, first of all, how sick I was going to be physically, and how you walked me through this. Even today, you know, like I didn't realize... tomorrow I get big news, good or bad, and it's scary.
But the thing is, you went into one of your get mad at everything if I looked the wrong direction. But what you said to me later was, you said you're scared about tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I forget about all the things we have going on, that you have the appointment tomorrow, that I can't go with you. And I
went to another doctor's appointment today, and I had to go alone. And I mean, because they're not letting other people come with you to doctor's appointments and stuff. So, I mean, literally life's in fucking session right now. And this animosity that's going around all over. And I don't know if anyone else is out there is feeling it, from like to the coronavirus to, you know, work to all that. It's been really scary. We decided we're not going to shoot next week and do a podcast because of the elections. And God, hopefully, you know, knock on wood, we don't have any riots or anything like that. But we've decided to skip next week.
People think just because you're in long-term recovery, there isn't trials and tribulations. And we've had a bunch, and we get through them, and I just kind of have a different outlook on life. And
you go through your like scary times too, and you can be a little like, you know, horrible. And I just walk you through it too. And that's, I think, what is key, you know, to any relationship marriage, not marriage, friends, reaching out, if you're alone, it's like just telling on yourself and telling what's really probably going on. And sometimes it takes us a minute to figure it out. But
we work together as a team, and we're all step away and process for 10, 15 minutes as you do. And that's what we have to do. I mean, our jobs, our careers, everything, is recovery related. And I saw the greatest thing the other day. Our people think that we're like a 7-Eleven or a Circle K or a Wawa, that we're open 24/7. I have boundaries now. I have time that I want to spend with my wife, time with our kids, with my mother-in-law, with my parents, with whoever, with friends. No, I don't. I can't answer my phones 24/7. And people, when they call, they just go right into it. I might be on another phone call. I might be walking into a meeting, but what you've taught me is to have boundaries and to say no, or I can get back with you tomorrow, because my self-care is the most important. And without that, I'm dead in the water. I'm dead in the water to you as your husband, as a father, as a business partner, and as a friend to people out there.
Yeah. And when times are tough for people and for us, like I find us just starting to fucking laugh, and we start laughing a lot, and we start saying, and like, that's a gift. Like Rule 62, don't take yourself so fucking seriously. Right. And I can more, because again, it's like, and we had talked about this on one of the podcasts before, is that like one way Tim grew up and the other way I grew up a different way. So like I've been the provider my whole life since I was a kid. So like I always worry about like, oh my God, are we going to get through this? And we always do, and whether it be financial or family issues or, buying a new car, which makes me flip. But
you did get a new car.
Yeah, but I did. And I'm grateful that I was able to. But yeah, I don't know. I was trying to explain to Tim Mercury's in retrograde. He's like, what the fuck's that? And it's when the planets are off and like, blah, blah, blah. And so like nothing, like sometimes technology doesn't work, or things that you have plans, or signing contracts take a little longer. So yeah, these are one of the glitches. Welcome to fucking Hollywood.
And that's okay. Because people are having glitches in life, and my best advice is stay off social media in the sense of getting caught up.
Please, Tim, please. I can't.
You can't what?
I can't even.
No, your favorite news network is CNN.
No.
Mine is Fox.
Mine lately has been Twitter. I've been obsessed with Twitter. Let's just be, I like to look at like what's trending, but like I'll look at what's trending and you see what's trending and it's two different things. Like how weird is that?
It's based off your algorithms.
I don't even know what algorithms are really.
I know, but it's trying to keep balance today, because I've never seen the country so divided. Here, the lady that interviewed the president the other day on 60 Minutes. Leslie Stahl. She has 24-hour security guards now.
Because they're threatening her life.
But who is? People are. That's insane. That people didn't like the interview, or that the president walked out. Now they're going to threaten a news reporter.
Or the president tweeted bad things about her. So like now they're like anti her. And it just sucks.
But that's people. I mean, they have nothing better to do than be full of hate. I read the Chicago news every day because that's where I'm from. And two ladies went into an establishment and were told to wear masks. They stabbed the person in the establishment 27 times. These are the things that are happening out here because people don't have any balance in their life. They don't know what serenity is.
No, and jealousy is another one. Jealousy is so ugly. My God, what an ugly trait for people. Jealousy and hate are the root of all evil. And
so what do you do? What suggestion do you give people that are in that?
See, I don't know. I for example, personally opted not to get involved in politics or religion. I opted to follow what I was brought up with. And however you're brought up, that's cool. But I was brought up, don't talk about politics or religion. And if you do, be very open to what you'll receive on the other side, from the other person. So I kind of made it my goal, go vote, I don't care what side you're on. I really don't. I love you as an individual. I love you as a human being, a spirit. I don't love you for what, color or what Democrat or Republican you are. I don't, whatever God you trust or don't believe in a God, like I love you regardless, so I've really kind of opted not to ever partake in things like that. So if you're partaking in that, that's something that like, all I can say is be careful what you put out there, because, people will come back at you, and even when I put my own experiences of things in my life, that's my fucking experience. Like, first of all, I'm not even talking about politics or religion. What I'm talking about is my experiences. Like, those are my facts, what things I've seen and experienced on my own. So I don't really care what you have to say. Like, and I don't mean this in a bad way unless I'm asking a question, but like, if I'm talking about like, I'm an abuse survivor, or I'm, I have, eating disorder or self-esteem issues. And you're like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't really care. I've been bashed by many people. And I'm only laughing because it makes me laugh whenever somebody writes an article, and it's only in the recovery community, because Hollywood is really, I love my Hollywood friends and family, and the recovery community has been able to, because of certain people writing certain things, I'm like, they made me current. Thank you. Like, you keep making me current if you talk bad about me.
So what I've learned though, and what I've had people write horrible things about me, about us, and these are, people do this, they've never met you. They're going off second or third hand information. I always go right to
they're going off of people that
second or third hand information. Yeah. I go right to the source. If you want to know, pick up the phone. My phone number is everywhere. You can contact me 24/7. I wrote a book. I'm an open book. But some people are just so full of hate and venom. That's on them. But it goes back to what we were talking about yesterday with trauma. Everyone, whether they're in recovery or not in recovery, has some form of trauma: emotional, mental, spiritual, physical, or sexual. Would you say that?
Absolutely.
And a lot of bad things happen to a lot of good people. A lot of good people make a lot of bad choices, specifically when they get into addiction, and a lot of traumas happen. The point I want to make, though, is you are responsible to get yourself better and heal from those traumas, whether it's you need treatment, you need therapy, you need a psychiatrist, you need support groups. You are the one that is responsible. And unfortunately, what Jennifer and I see is so many people live in 15, 20, 30 years ago. Well, this happened to me when I was 8 years old.
Or 2 years ago.
You're 46 years old. How long are you going to live through this?
Well, I agree with you. And I think it goes back to like how what we started in this conversation is like, what do you feel about what's going on with the animosity in the air all across the world? And right now in this time, it's like, I feel that it's brought up a lot of people's what's really happening, people losing jobs, people having to readjust. It's bringing up traumas of some sort for them and for us,
fears.
And fears. And the fears are what blocks us the most, and being completely as humanly possible honest right now with our circumstances. I think that's like a really big key thing. And, sometimes instead of being so in ourselves, we need to get out of ourselves. And that means, I'm not just talking about people in recovery. I'm talking about all of us, right? That we need to help others. Like, ask your neighbor, how are they doing? How are they really doing? I was walking. I love to walk. I always say that. And I ran into a girl and her husband and their little daughter yesterday. And they're like, how are you getting by? How are you and your husband doing with everything that's happening? And just to hear somebody randomly ask that, really kind of changed my day. He keeps plugging Clean
Cause energy drinks. 50% of their profits go to support people into sober living.
Let's talk about that for a minute. So I'm a rock star, sugar-free rock star drinker.
You were?
Yeah, I was. And so that's my favorite drink, right? And I started drinking Clean Cause, and it's really, I was like, there's no way I can abandon my sugar-free rock star. And I have. And Clean Cause is honestly really good. And I'm not being fake about it. I'm being really honest. Like they have different flavors, but like the fact that I'm actually contributing to like somebody going to a sober living.
Yeah. And you know, Wes Hurt, who founded it, he's a badass. We love him. But they recently announced yesterday that they brought on a gentleman that had been with Red Bull for 20 years, who's now president and I think chief operating officer of Clean Cause. They're doing some great things. Check out the website, cleancause.com, because he started a business. And when we met with Wes, he said, look, if I said I'm going to give away 10% of the profits, nobody would say a thing. But when you say you're giving away 50%, that's a lot of money. That's ultimately going to be millions and millions of dollars. Because with the foundation we're both on the board of, I'm now executive director again of Man Recovery Foundation. When we have the funds, because most of our funds come through Facebook birthdays, a donation here and there, we pay for people to get into sober living or places like Oaks Recovery, which is a peer-driven 12-step based program. But people need the opportunities to get on their feet, to have connection and purpose, to work on themselves so they can get through the traumas and everything else and get to what a normal life is. But then you look at us, Jennifer, and where we're at, there's been a lot of ups and downs and trials and tribulations. And my attitude is I'm not in a prison cell. It could be a lot worse.
Yeah, you make it really simple. And, you know, yet again, like our program and the program of the 12 steps of the anonymous programs, it's such a simple program for complicated people, right? And again, though, Tim, you come from different DNA. Like we think differently, we act differently, we do. React differently. And, you know, we're brought up differently, but to know, I do always know this. No matter what, we'll get through it. I'm always trying to look on every angle. I play good cop, bad cop, and in between cop because I always want to have an answer, right? Like, but some things you just can't fucking control. There's just some things you can't control. And
I can't control what other people say, do, or whatever. All I can do is control my actions.
I don't really care. Forward. I mean, like, isn't it weird that, okay, so I care and I don't care. I used to care a lot. Now I don't care about certain people ever saying anything bad because
I don't either.
I love lawyers. And I also love, I also go, okay, you're going to make me current. Like, so even in circles that people aren't in the public eye that might be listening to this and they're hearing that in their circle, in their world, that they're hearing other people talk about them or whatnot, just know that like there must be something they're jealous of. Know that, you know, they're making you current in your world. You know, we all have our little worlds, right? And like fuck them. Like really fuck them.
It's just like it's the neighbors. You
know,
like
what really matters? Like right now, I'm sorry, babe, I'm going to cut you off. What really matters right now? My family matters.
Absolutely.
You know, my husband, his kids, my mom, your dad, my brother, Peter, Melee, Maxie, you know, and your kids, you know, again, I'm going to say your kids again. And my friends who I absolutely love, that's my family, right? And people that have supported me and I support them, people who reach out to me, like that's what really value is.
I don't really care what someone I've never met has to say about me. I could care less.
And I know a lot of people get really sensitive about that. And, you know, if you feel like you, and I'm going to answer this question, if you feel that you need to go say anything about like what you believe in, religion, politics, or anything else, go fucking for it. Do it and you know what? But do it and own it. And
be educated. See, that's why I don't talk politics because I don't know enough about them. I'm real. I can't. It's
although
like,
he
it's
likes
like
to
English.
stir me up. If you guys only knew, you always go, I just like to stir you up. And I know like she did.
But you're my wife.
I know. He's like, babe, I'm having the best time.
But I don't get into debates about religion. I don't care if you believe in a higher power, a God, you're atheist, you're agnostic. Do what works for you. I don't care what you do and what you call recovery. If you don't shoot heroin anymore and you smoke weed and you got a good life, good for you. It doesn't matter to me. I'm absent in space, but everybody doesn't have to.
Well, I think it's important that also we talk about this, that we talk about health and wellness, you know, and not just recovery. I think like from alcohol and drugs, I think it's really important for us to be in our best self right now. there is a pandemic happening, and you don't want to get sick. So, get as healthy as you can. I know that we weren't feeling good about our bodies. And so we started changing it, and I started taking care of us, and he takes care of himself. And I know he wants to get even better.
You have me eating better. You have me taking a bunch of vitamins. You and Kevin are going to start
working out together.
But the probiotics and everything else and working out a little, and you do 2 walks a day.
I lift weights too.
You lift weights,
stuff.
but you're not going to change if you don't put any effort into it.
Yeah.
It's like people that do New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, but
95% don't stick to them.
But okay. So for example, right now I'm like, babe, we're not doing a show. And we talked to Chelsea about not doing a show next week. And it was the smartest thing not to do it because it's election week and we don't know when they're going to announce, and people, already like the animosity, and people are going to shut down places like Rodeo Drive's already boarding up and all this stuff. And so that, for example, right there, I'm like, oh my God, that may happen. And I want my wellness, my mind, body, and spirit to be aligned and to be okay. And okay, whether there's an election or not, okay, whether there's a job or not, okay, whether there's like a holiday or not, no matter what, we got to know that we're okay.
And it's a great time to, who are some of the, when you're in there getting ready and stuff, who do you always have playing?
Abraham Hicks, my girl. Oh my God, I love you so much. Abraham Hicks is the law of attraction, but there's all these things I listen to on YouTube, and she's just phenomenal.
I mean, if you're not listening, that's like when I go back to prison, but I read a lot of Tony Robbins, Napoleon Hill. I read 300-400 books on business, spirituality, karmic healing, cosmic energies. I just wanted to learn to have more tools in my toolbox. And it all goes back to the people in your circle. If you got a bunch of people that aren't supporting you and hating on you, get rid of them. Life is too short to worry about what other people think. If you're true to yourself, you're taking care of yourself. And if you need help, ask for it. And it could be working out. Ricky's been asking me to come to the gym. And now that we're based for a little bit, I want to get over there.
Wait. Let's talk about something else. Something big is about to happen on Sunday.
What's Sunday?
Not just the time change, but somebody's
what?
Sobriety birthday. Year number 8 on Sunday.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will. This Sunday, I will have 8 years, clean and sober.
That's right, baby.
You gotta. Boy, I forgot about that. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's just. I remember when I got out of prison and at the West Suburban Fellowship Club, I got my 2-year coin and my 3 and my 4, my 5. That was a huge deal. But
8.
To have 8 years, for me, a person that could not stop drinking or doing drugs and bounced in and out of the 12-step base rooms for 30 years. I've been to meetings. I lived all over this country, and I couldn't stay sober until I got humble and got out of my own way. But I'm telling you, those things in there are the promises. And if you don't know what the promises are, Google the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, in quotes, the promises, and read them. Because if you give it a shot, they will come true, and they have come true tenfold in my life. Not financially in this, but where I'm at. I am in my 3rd marriage. I am in my last marriage because for the first time in my life, I'm happy. I'm at peace. I'm married for all the right reasons. My kids are my world. My wife is my world. My mother-in-law, my brother-in-law, my parents, my friends, and the 95% of the people I associate with are in recovery. And my buddy Mike Dermott, and I posted a new picture on Facebook, the photo shoot we did, and Mike made a comment. Mike has been my friend for 48 years. Wow. We met in the sandbox at West Grade School. Mike lived right across the street, and I was crying. I don't remember. Mike does because he still makes fun of me. But Mike's been in my world for 48 years. And that's what is important to me.
Did he post something?
He had made a comment, punk. Mm-hmm. But then we started going back and forth. And but those are the people I cherish. And my friends, I've got them all over, and you see me.
Yeah, it's crazy. You have like the most elaborate stories. Like I'm like, yeah, I remember Lisa Crone and Adriana Cortez, and Lisa Crone is my first friend. I talk about her every time I speak, but people don't. I don't even know if Lisa knows that. I gotta tell her. She was my first friend. But I'm like, okay, that's the story. But you're like, you have like these, like, you're in the sandbox and you're touching the 45,000 piece of sand. And well,
I can remember, we lived on a lake, like in fifth and sixth grade. I would not go to school until I caught at least 2 bass. Oh, I'd always be coming to school late, smelling like fish.
And so wait, there's another thing that you do. You've had every fucking job. You're like, when I was a blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how did you have that job too?
I've been in construction, building homes. I've done ditches. I've sold cars. I had a seal coating business. I've worked in restaurants all over, pizza restaurants. I marketed cable television door to door. I sold Electrolux vacuum cleaners door to door.
I worked for my dad at a restaurant, got fired. I was 12. And then I started modeling, but then I did everything.
Well, see, your life was different though. At 13, you become a supermodel overnight, and 80% of your high school years, you're in Milan, you're in Rome, you're in Paris, you're in New York.
But I'm just trying to make dramatic. I know, but I feel that sometimes because of my recovery, they broke me down so bad this time that I wasn't able to really. I've never really been able to absorb everything that I've done. And I've lived a pretty incredible life. I've lived a very full life, and I do a lot. I'm a writer. I'm a podcaster now. Ooh, I like saying that. I'm a wife. I'm an actress.
Yes. Bonus mom.
I take care of my mother as well. And I fly around all over, and I'm an interventionist, and we work in recovery, and I speak all over. I do a lot. I'm not going to kid you. I understand that, but I've really never grasped the accomplishments. Before modeling, before I got discovered, I know that I wanted to be a counselor. I've kind of fulfilled that dream by facilitating groups and doing all that. And I remember when I was a little girl, my dad, he always used to say the story that I would be at the grocery store with him, and I'd be laying, grabbing his legs going, I'm going to be on the cover of that. And it was Elle magazine. I was on the cover of that. Youngest girl ever to be on the cover of that.
So what is it? What are you saying though? And I don't think at 13 you planned on it, but people need to manifest.
And I'm a really big advocate. Your thoughts become your reality, and what you say, even joking around, be careful. Because you put that out to the universe, and it tends to come true, whatever it is, good or bad. So if I say, oh, I'm so stupid, guess what? I become stupid. When even Tim's joking around, I'm like, bite your tongue, be careful what you say, because it really does come true. I've noticed that everything, my thoughts, if I change that and I change it and I have to break the perception and the pattern, I break it. And if it's listening to Abraham Hicks, which I've done this in the past before you, for 10 months, I was listening to her night and day, nonstop. That's all I did. And go to meetings and talk to people that were only positive. If you weren't positive, I wanted nothing to do with you.
Not to this day. I cut people out so quick.
Well, because when I met you, you did have a lot of negativity in your life. And I was like, I can't even play with that kind of negativity because I had just walked out of all that I couldn't go backwards. And I always say, learn the lesson so you don't go backwards. And feeling that is important.
It absolutely is. I didn't know how to say no. The amount of funerals I went to, so many other variables, but I learned to turn a lot of that off, because if I'm going to do what I do in life, I need to be internally full and fulfilled and happy and at peace. And you can't be happy and at peace when you're taking on everybody else's negativity 24/7 and you don't have an outlet or an off switch to shut it off.
Yeah. And listen, I get it. I get the statement I'm about to say, I get it. Life's in fucking session. I don't even joke about that. I totally understand. We all have our own things going on, all of us. But, we've all had to acclimate to what's going on right now, right here, right now, right? We've had to change our story, change our way of living, change our perceptions of things, and learn to readjust. And I was telling Tim, isn't that crazy that we've kind of created in our own thing? Like, and I don't want to, like, all I want to say by this is we were able to recreate ourselves right now in where we're at. And I'm pretty fucking happy about that. And I'm really proud that everyone's like, it's baby boomers, it's baby making year because it's COVID, we're locked down. It's like what year it is, oh my God, I hope I don't get divorced year. And so like, we've made it through this far.
We made it through
fine.
COVID.
Like we can get through anything.
But it goes back to.
But we had to create what we have right now.
Absolutely. I mean, we had a number of speaking events canceled, but you can sit here and piss and moan and whine, or you can shift your thinking and surround yourself with other people that you can learn from to better yourself. I was reading an article yesterday on some lady that went to treatment and got sober and started a construction business on her own, a painting company. And she's got a bunch of people working for her and paid her dues to get where she's at. It's like the person going to work at a fast food restaurant and they're the fry chef, but they want to be the manager or the owner. You have to pay your dues and learn the lessons and quit expecting everything. Nobody's going to give you anything, and nobody owes you a damn thing.
No,
please
absolutely.
don't ever. No one owes you anything. The only thing that's free in this world is the air you breathe. That's it. Anything else, you have to work for it. And if you're one of those people that make excuses, want to blame, you're going to be stuck in that forever. Make the changes and believe in yourself and get some people in your circle that can support you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was going to say some things about excuses. So we are very similar in our ways of being. And I wanted to get things done. And so I'm a writer. I'm a lister, right? So we write lists. And today I had a fucking meltdown, a total meltdown, because I couldn't get you to concentrate. But
it's hard for me. I get up really early in the morning.
I got up the same exact time you did today.
Yeah, but that's because we had a radio interview.
Yeah, but I got it. What are you doing?
Normally, I get up early, and because you came home and you're like, well, we've got to write this thing. I'm like, I already took care of that. But I like to do things early in the morning because
I had to go to the doctor's.
I understand that. I still get tired in the afternoon, and then you get your boost of energy in the afternoon, and then you want to keep me up all damn night.
I know. Well, the thing is that, that's in my new thing. I like to see, because it's hit or miss with him at night. And he's been really super sweet and cute at night. So I've been doing that. And he's
at 11:30, 12 when I'm sound asleep.
I harass him.
That's her little trying to kiss me and keep me awake.
Yeah. Listen, I'm sorry if our interview didn't happen with Ricky, but it will happen in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Let's just go.
Or 2 weeks. It happens. It's no big deal.
Things change. It is going to be a very interesting time. I hope you all really seriously be good to yourself. I was taught to do this, and this was really interesting. It was such a game changer for me. I had to look in the mirror for 2 weeks the first time I was told to do this and say, I love you, and look directly, eye reflection into the mirror and say, I love you, Jenny. And I really encourage you guys to do that to yourselves. It may feel really awkward. You may cry, you may laugh, you may go like, what the fuck was she thinking about? Try it for 2 weeks. Especially these 2 weeks until we see you guys next time, because it's a very interesting time. And just know that we love you and we thank you so much. And Ricky will be back in 2 weeks with us. And
if you need to contact us, www.timandjennifer.org, or you can reach us at 844-611-HOPE.
And I also want to thank our sponsors, Clean Cause
and Elite Home Detox.
Yes,
they're going to be
the show.
Yeah, they're going to be coming up at the end of this podcast here. Clean Cause, obviously a badass energy drink company. Elite Home Detox, a concierge detox service in the privacy of your home. My name is Tim Ryan.
I'm Jennifer Jimenez Ryan. We love you.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll be here in 2 weeks with Ricky Qualis. Have an amazing evening. We're out.
Bye, guys.
We want to talk to you about Clean Cause, better caffeine. What's in the can? Our organic, sparkling Herba Mate is a premium pick-me-up that won't let you down. Every can of Clean Cause contains 160 milligrams of better caffeine in each sip, supports recovery from alcohol and drug addiction. 50% of the profits go to assist people into sober living. Check out cleancause.com. It's here and it's now. Dr. Abe Malikan, board certified in addiction medicine, is bringing to you Elite Home Detox, where we can put together a rehab plan for you in the privacy and comfort of your own home. This is a concierge service. We have a medical staff come to your home and detox you exclusively. Check out our locations in California, New York, and Florida. EliteHomeDetox.com.
Now, glutathione is a big word, but it's the body's own master antioxidant. So it's a scavenger for free radicals, for bacteria, and what's relevant now, viruses. This is new to the marketplace. There's no other product on the market that has the ingredient NACET.
And basically NACET increases the production of that glutathione that is in our body already to strengthen and enhance our immune system and keep it strong. Elevated sense of well-being. Supports muscle strength and endurance, cognitive function, powerful liver support, energy, helps blood sugar regulation, superior bioavailability of key ingredients.
One of your best defenses against COVID is a strong immune system. Taking GSH Plus as a daily supplement does all that. And now we have the product out on the market.